What up, though, Pride Nation, and welcome back to another Field Review podcast show where we talk all things Detroit Lions. And, this is one of them days where there's much to talk about. Some big news, some not so big news. But overall, a day that we should be happy and grateful to be around to enjoy. Now, y'all know me. I don't do politics. I don't do a lot of the major stories because I feel like this is your opportunity for relief. But the latest events evolving around some of the things that's going on in the news in terms of violence against others. I want to do my part in paying respect. And so what I'm going to do is just for a short moment is just give a brief moment of silence for those who were lost in a senseless act of violence in Colorado, and with the I think it was Atlanta, or that those other shootings were in. But either way, it's all terrible. So I'm gonna be quiet for a few. Okay, good people. Now, let's talk some football and have some fun. Good people, I got a good show for you today. We obviously got to talk about the restructuring contract of Jared Goff. We got to talk about the latest additions that we've added in free agency, including a wide receiver. In case you didn't know, we added another wide receiver. And we also got to talk about potential people that we could be adding. So quick chat shout out real quick in the mix. Ghost Gunner, Chris Cashball, Hater House, James Willis, C. Perry, one funky Lions fan, one Pride 40. Let me make sure I don't miss nobody now. The thing scrolling down faster than I would like to. Let me get back there. All right, here we go. Let me see. Who am I fit? Don 19, Marcus Willis, Cap Ice Cold, Steven Westbrook. Let me see. Make sure I'm going on the list. Kedrick, what up, though? Richard Adams, welcome to the show. Lions should go after Melvin Ingram, and Malik Hooker. Interesting. We're gonna talk about it. We got the great one, Mike, CJ, D-Town, Josh Cooper. I hope I hit on everybody. Darth Twerk. If I missed anybody, I apologize. We got Can in the building, and I'm not doing it alone today, people. I'm rocking with somebody who been rocking with me for a while, Mr. Detroit's own Big Will. What's going on, brother?
What's happening, man? Sorry it took me so long to get in here.
Man, listen, it happens. I had a moment of silence earlier for this senseless acts of violence that's going on in this world, which is mind-boggling. But we're gonna talk some football, and you couldn't have came at a better time because right out the gate, and I'm gonna put this out there: the first person that came to me immediately after we traded for Jared Goff and said, "Oh, they're gonna restructure his contract," was Detroit's own Big Will. so let's clap it up for him for calling that. He 100%. I'm telling you that 100% before they even did it, he came to me like they gonna restructure it, and I was thinking, you mean like a pay cut? I'm like, no, they're not gonna make that man take a pay cut. But he was like, no, they're gonna move some money around to make it more cap friendly. Now, if you are not aware of this, Jared Goff restructured his contract today, so he will be playing this season for about a little bit over $5 million.
Yeah.
This front office is nuts. What are your thoughts on the latest news that Jared Goff has gotten his contract restructured? I mean, seeing how you predicted it.
Well, like I said, the thing is, if you wanted to give him a chance, you had to. If they didn't do it, they basically was giving up this season. So that was my looking at it. That's the way I looked at it. The only way you're going to give them the pieces, and you see ever since they restructured it, how many people they done signed, even today. Like, they're, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just looking at, you can't expect the quarterback to come here with nothing. And you don't have no cash, you don't have anything that you can't even put the things around. You can't even fill out a complete team and you expect them to do anything.
Yeah, I mean, when I looked at it, the first thing I thought about was I said to myself, one, man, this front office just keep on impressing me. That's one. But two, I say to myself, we're looking at a team that I've always believed was going to do whatever it took to win now. Yes, to build that winning foundation now. And the craziest part of it is when I hear people, I don't know if you heard my rant yesterday because I went off about people in this and not wanting Stafford, but then and get this before I go further, get this. I had people hit me up and go, the Lions is stupid, man. Why would they restructure his deal? I said, damn, y'all just can't be happy.
Not at all.
Y'all just can't be happy. So you nailed it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, 100%. When I saw that they restructured Jamie Collins, I said, "Oh, everybody up for it."
Definitely,
everybody up for it. If you're telling Jamie Collins to get on board, and I'm telling you, because they were going to cut him if he didn't.
Yeah, same thing with Nick Williams. They was going to cut him if he didn't make a pay cut.
Right. So Josh Cooper said, "Who's the other guy talking?" That's Detroit's own Big Will talking. He's a subscriber, a longtime subscriber, who has been rocking with me for a while. And he comes on from time to time and check me. But yeah, that's who's on here. It was originally not going to be two of us, but I said, why not? He was the one that predicted it, so I want to make sure I give people their flowers and they praise while they here. And so he predicted it. Let me ask you this: what do you think this restructuring means for the Detroit Lions? I got my own view on what I think this means for the Detroit Lions, but what do you think this means?
I mean, I think it means that they are trying to build a culture here of winning, and they don't want to take because this is their first year and this, that, and the other that they can say, oh, we can slack this year. No, they want to win. They want to come out winning. You don't want to come out just giving up on a season and saying, hey, let's just take whatever. That's not building a culture. That's making your team feel like, well, why am I playing? What am I playing hard for? And the thing is, they're getting players that are coming off their rookie contract that have something to prove. You got all of them on these 1-year deals. All that is, that's that, you know what I'm saying? That can right there, it can be a blessing in itself.
I mean, and to me, the way I viewed it was another piece of the puzzle to tell the fan base, to tell the media, he's our quarterback, and we believe in him.
Oh yeah.
That's the first thing that jumped out to me. The second thing that jumped out to me was the fact that this restructuring sets the tone from top to bottom. Hey, we had a quarterback making this amount of money. You don't want to do your part, don't bring your butt here. There are standards that are being set right now that you have to pay attention to. So that's how it is. G Money say they never happy. They never. I don't expect for them to be happy. We can win, and then the moment we lose, they back to the same old Lions fans. So it's I get it. I never thought I'd see the day where Red Wing fans will be acting the way they're acting. I never thought I'd see this day. So, but I think that what it also does is it sets the table. Now I know that there were some conversations when I posted it on my channel that this happened, where there was a question about did the Lions tip their hand with restructuring Jared Goff's deal? What do you think about that? 'Cause I know that there were some conversations where there were some people who said, hey, the Lions just tipped their hand. Nobody is going to buy into this idea that they're going to take a quarterback at 7. Nobody is buying into the idea of wanting to trade up or anything like that. Do you think the Lions tipped their hand with restructuring the Jared Goff deal?
You know what? At this point, I don't believe they tipped their hand. 2, I don't think they even care, because the thing is, at this point, if a team wants a quarterback, they're coming up to get them at this point. You know what you want. You know what you're trying to come get. Okay, so for them to have to keep baiting teams to try to come forward, I don't think they even have to do it as much, because you got so many teams that's trying to get these quarterbacks. So either you're going to get the trade or you're not. Long as you don't say flat out that you're not taking a quarterback, which everybody pretty much knows they're not taking a quarterback. But at the same time, you still leave that illusion out there that it could be, you might, whatever. But if anything, what this did for me is giving them the opportunity to trade back and still be able to get something they want.
I mean, like I said, it's one of them things where, to me, I agree. I don't think that we tipped our hand not one bit, because here's the bottom line. The one thing I know about this new front office is there is no guarantee and nothing you see done. There is nothing we can sit there and predict pertaining to this thing. They can still take a quarterback. They can take Kyle Pitts. They can take an offensive tackle. They can trade up. They can trade down. You don't know. And so to say you tip your hand doesn't make sense, because even if I tip my hand that I don't want a quarterback, right? Let's say I don't want a quarterback, but you are sitting up there, and let's say you are Denver. Just because I don't want a quarterback don't mean that the Panthers don't want a quarterback.
Yeah.
Don't mean that Denver don't want a quarterback.
Yeah.
Right. So even if the idea is we tipped our hand, I don't see how. Yeah. I don't see how we did anything, because we can't say nothing. The biggest thing I'm waiting to see is who he take with his first pick. That's what I'm waiting for.
But another thing too, though, if we can't say we tipped our hand, because if that's the case, the year we took TJ Hawkinson, we tipped our hand because we added a tight end. That didn't take away from anything. We still drafted him.
Right.
So I'm just saying that doesn't mean anything.
Because I think what I realized is with us is Josh Cooper said, is it Don Bird talking with Luke or Funky is? It's Detroit's own Big Will. So that's who it is. Detroit's own Big Will is the one that's talking. Just want to put it up there. But yeah, I mean, it's one of the things where, to me, if anything, in terms of tipping our hand, what happened with that damn Chase Daniels thing was a tipping of the hand. You literally came out and said, we're not taking a quarterback, then took Chase Daniels, then said we're taking a quarterback. Who believe you? Yeah. Who believe you? Like, that's tipping your hand. He has said everything on the table, quarterback included. And they have shown up to a number of different things, a number of different pro days where quarterbacks have been at. Now, I suspect that everybody, have their views, but I've been telling people that it don't make sense to take a quarterback when you have so many other holes to fill. And so I think now this solidifies it, in my opinion, that, listen, they're trying to fill those holes and they're trying to win now. So let me ask you this, because this is another thing that was brought to my attention, and I thought, very good point. Why do you think these players who were unwilling to restructure their deals with their previous teams are now more than willing to do it here now?
Well, I believe, one, because of the year the way this year is. A lot of these players know that it's either you restructure or you're gone, because teams are strapped for cash right now.
Right, 16 million is where the cap went down from.
And you know what's crazy is this. I looked at it today, and I started looking at the numbers. I say, you know what? If we would have signed Galladay, right, at least 7 players that we just picked up, we couldn't have. I mean, because you look at the wide receivers, all his contract would have wiped up all of them contracts, and I still don't think we even made it to the 17 million.
Listen, I'm amazed. I'm amazed how they're dumping people, getting money, then getting people to come here for. I mean, let's just look at the most recent transactions, right?
Yeah.
let's go back to the ones that I'm gonna talk about the other ones in a little bit, but a 7th round pick in 2023 for Michael Brockers.
That's a free one.
That's you literally gave up nothing. A 7th round pick 2 years from now.
But then you also get a player who comes in that you restructure a deal for, who either helps you out with the restructuring a deal, to for less, you know what I'm saying, to come for less, less money to be here. You know what I'm saying? So, and the thing is, this market for defensive tackles is horrible. Even the draft ain't that good at defensive tackle. So for you to go out and get one that can actually make an impact to your team this year, that's different.
I mean, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. Now, if you have not heard, the Detroit Lions have added 2 new players to our team. They've added wide receiver Damian Ratley, who played for the Cleveland Browns, and he also played for the 49ers. Now, I'm going to tell y'all a strange story about how I know who Damian Ratley is. When I used to play Madden, I will always get Damian Ratley because people will always release him. And for some reason on Madden, he was a glitch. You can throw the ball deep to him 175 times, and he's going to catch it 175 times. That's the only reason I know who Damian Ratley is. They have him, the game had him pegged as a deep threat with speed. That's how the game had him pegged. I'm just telling you. So they added him to the mix today. They also added Alex Alonso. I hope I said that right. Linebacker from the Saints. Now, am I going to jump through hoops about these 2 signings? No. I honestly think Ratley don't make the final roster. Just my own personal view based on things that I'm looking at that they're doing. I don't see how he's going to do it. But go ahead.
We always disagree on stuff, so I see it happening. But it's give and take.
Listen, I've been wrong. Many times. So, it is what it is. I ain't gonna act like I'm 100% right. Nobody can be 100% right. The greatest thing you can do in life is make a mistake and live from it. Yeah. The problem is when you repeat the mistake. So, CJ says, I think Luke is the best Lions channel. I appreciate that, man. I try to keep it objective and factual based only. All right. Could still take Kyle Pitts. Yeah, they're not looking at Kyle Pitts as a tight end. But this linebacker signing, the reason why I'm so hyped about this linebacker signing, I'm gonna scroll down. Somebody put it in there for me already. They beat me to it. Let me get on down there to it. We paid this man $1.75 million, bro.
Yeah. And I guarantee the wide receiver didn't cost that much either.
Bruh, hold on. In a year where everybody is taking a 1-year deal, we took a guy who is probably not going to be special, is more likely a rental player who can probably be a good backup rotational guy who may get more starting time, whatever the case may be. We paid that man $1.75 million.
Yep.
Bro, how? How?
I don't know. I don't know what he's telling these agents, but it's working.
I mean, the thing that I predicted, which was, excuse me, the thing that I predicted was that the Detroit Lions are not going to make this splash. That's for SpeakEZ, right? They wasn't going to make that splash. They were going to look for grunt players, and so far they have done just that. The first thing that told me they were looking for grunt players was 1, the cap. Yeah. And then 2, when they were cutting people with a June 1st destination to get more cap, that they didn't necessarily have to cut, but I knew we're going to be cut. Yeah. Some people they cut, they was like, we don't even care. We just want the money back. Right. And I said, they're going to win now with people who are unproven talent, but do what they do best, which is what they said. I need somebody who do something best. Now, you talked about Alonso being a really good spy linebacker and all this other stuff. And he may be really good at that, but that still fits the mantra of it. What are your thoughts on the Lions somehow adding talent? Because if a person want to tell me that Alonzo is garbage, is Christian Jones better? That's my question. Right? Like well, what's the alternative? So what are your thoughts on them adding this linebacker and our newest receiver?
Well, I like both pickups. One, because that gives more kick challenge for kick returns. Because the one guy, Ridley, you said Ridley? The wide receiver?
Ratley. Yep,
Ratley. He can do kick returns. So that gives us more depth there. Okay, which we need. We need at least two. Then the linebacker, I got tired of seeing us get a team down and the quarterback run for first down. Because our linebacker is out of position. He's not spying like he's supposed to. He's not reading the defense like he's supposed to. Reading the offense like he's supposed to and come up and make a tackle. Just tired of that. And he can actually spread. He can actually watch the field and get there. Well, if he needs to. So I don't know, man. This is one of those things right now, man. I like what they're doing. I see what they're doing, and speed is big on what they're doing. And I'm got tired of seeing receivers jump balling every time.
If you look at the idea that you're thinking that they're going to go with, is use the speed receivers to take the top off so we can hit everything underneath. That's what it's looking like they're going for. And as you can see, 1 Pride 40 agrees they're getting the receivers, mean they want speed. It's all about the speed. Ryan Williams said he's been working on his golf puns. And so it says, I hope he doesn't get picked golf too much.
Oh, man.
We're golf to the races this season. I see what you're doing there, Ryan Williams, man. You silly for that, man. He's really working hard on dropping his puns. But yeah, I think to me, each receiver we sign has one thing in common, and that is speed. Another thing I noticed is they do have a fair amount of height. I don't think we've signed a receiver yet that's less than 6 feet. Well,
the receiver from Tennessee.
He's brought here to be a returner.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, he's technically a receiver, but he's still brought here to be a returner. Yeah.
Like I said, I get it. Now, if you are in here, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It does help the channel get pushed further. And if you have not told a friend to tell a friend to come check out this channel for Lions news and good conversation, then, what can I say? Just letting me down one at a time, just playing. But no, it's one of them things that it is what it is. One funky Lion fan says, Dan told me Dorsey would bring in a bunch of no ones and it would end up building a solid foundation. The Dan Show called it. Shout out to the Dan Show, man. I actually decided to partake in some sports betting, and I don't like to do it, but I made one small bet based on something that he said, and I won. And I said, from this point on, I got to stay away from it because it could be addictive. But
yes, definitely.
But if you are into that kind of thing, you definitely want to check out the Dan Show. He talks about all the sports. He talks about sports betting and a number of other things. So make sure you show him some support. Check out the Hook Cam. He's over there working hard, getting stuff done. And if y'all knew how much stuff he's doing in his personal life to further his career, stuff like that, man, it'll drive you nuts to know that he's still producing content. Check out my man WriterWrong. WriterWrong is out here dropping videos on a regular basis. Way more than I could ever imagine. Check him out. He's almost at 1,000. Each person that I'm mentioning are linked in my description. And are featured on my channel. So if you go to the channel features, you subscribe and let them know I sent you over there. So they can have some support. And want to keep it clean. But yeah, he did call that. Now, let me ask you this, because this is the part that I've been waiting to get into right now. And I seen this coming up. Who do you think the Lions are going to go after? I know it's a lot of talk about the Falcon safety. Was it Kaizi Kamati? What? How do you pronounce his name? I hear a lot of talk about them going after him. What are your thoughts on him, and what are your thoughts on who you think they're going to go after next?
One, I believe they are going to go after the safety from Atlanta. I do think they're going to go after him. If anything, I believe he might get more than 1 year. He might get more than 1 year out of anybody. He's still throwing out the golf things.
Man, I'm trying to laugh, man. The first one I laughed at, I said, I'm going to be quiet. We need more golf than last season. Then he come over here. Hopefully this year isn't a golfful as last year. Put some respect on Ryan Williams' name, man. But go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
No, that's the biggest one that I think they're going to go after is their safety. They definitely need some help there. They need to get some people in that role, and they definitely going to draft one also. I believe in the second round.
I mean, listen, I've talked about this for the longest. I've been on this get us a damn safety train for a while, and I got laughed at, and I've been saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it. We need a damn safety. Once you go past Tracy Walker, it's bad. And to me, it disgusts me because Tracy Walker was on his way up until somebody else got here. Here's looking at you. You know who. I will not name you. But it's one of them things. Something about this roster seems golf. Why am I laughing? Why am I laughing at this? I'm sorry. I'm just catching up. I think it's funny as hell. I'm sorry. But to me, it's one of them things where I'm telling you right now that the safety position needs to be filled, and you can't just get one. You need at least 2, if not 3 more safeties. You should have somebody that's threatening the position of Tracy Walker. You should have one person who's getting ready to take over when they move on from whoever they get as safety as for this year. And then you should have the guy in the line and wait that can help you on special teams and 3 safety sets. If you don't have that, you're going to struggle. And if you look at the best teams who have succeeded and who have won, they safeties balled out. Yeah, they safeties, they play well. And it's one of the things that we have been lacking for a long time. I remember the 91 Detroit Lions team with Benny Blaze. Man, Crockett used to do some stuff at the line of scrimmage because he knew that if the ball got past him, Blaze was going to light him on fire. So it's one of them things where Benny Blades, just in case people come back, but they knew that Blades was going to light them on fire, and that's the thing I'm missing. I want the Lions to have a legitimate threat at the safety position. I want people to look up and double and think twice before throwing the ball deep. Because the one thing I'm gonna tell you right now, that if the Lions are smart, they would just move Jeff Okudah to safety. That would justify his draft position, because right now it's not looking like they got it right. And so,
I'm going to go back. I'm not going to discredit them all the way yet, because the coaching was horrible.
Yeah. But what I saw had nothing to do with coaching. Like, as much as I want to blame coaching, this was not a coaching issue, right?
But he still was a rookie corner too. I ain't too many rookie corners to come out dominating.
Listen,
it's a lot to learn.
Listen, I am in 122% agreement with you. It's not a lot of them that come out and do it, and if he's not one of them, he shouldn't have been taken 3rd overall.
Yeah, but you know what? They thought they knew what they was doing, and they, everybody knew what they was gonna do. And pretty much, I didn't want them to do it, but everybody pretty much knew they was gonna take a corner right there. They said they was gonna try to trade back, but I don't know.
Now Joey 2 times says Tavai and Kerryon getting the chop. I don't think Kerryon gets the chop. I think they may let him walk in free agency or try to get him to stay here on a cheaper deal, and he probably says, "No, I can go somewhere else and get a better deal." But I I don't think they're looking to cut him just yet. Even though there's money to be had for doing it, I think they like the fact that he can pass block.
Yeah, and they both on rookie deals, so I don't see them doing too much with him.
Agree. I don't see it. Now, I'm not saying you're wrong. You could be right. And if you are, then we'll see. I mean, and look, Steve-O repeated what we said. Tavai's on the roster because he's cheap and on the third year of a rookie contract. I don't see them deciding that we're going to blow it up. Mm-hmm. Jake's Horn ran a 4.39 today. Y'all going to learn this about Luke. Luke don't care nothing about them speed numbers. I can care less. Show me. Listen, Jerry Rice was not the fastest receiver in NFL history. How was he getting so damn open? like, let's be honest, right? Like, Chris Carter was not the fastest person. He was getting open. So to have speed, but you don't have any route running behind it, you don't have any second gear behind it, it don't matter. And if you don't have nobody who can throw the ball to him, I can care less. But a 4.39, I mean, that's cool. I just don't care. I want to see what the game speed look like. I've seen people who've ran fast speeds in the 40, and I'm watching game film, and I'm like, that look like a 4.3 to you? like Montez Sweat, I think ran like a 4.4 or something like that, right? And I was like, I'm showing the film, and I'm like, that like a 4.4 to you? Like that, like, bruh, like really? That like a 4.4. Yeah. So just saying. But I think some other names that you're going to notice is going to be brought up in terms of free agency are going to be names that you're not going to see until they start to chop the rosters down to the 55.
I think they're pretty much done too, and unless they get this safety tonight.
Well, they got to add another safety. They got to add a safety, so we cannot ignore the safety part of it. But yeah, I think those. If you're looking for a big move, they're made them already. It's going to be a collection of guys who gets this thing done. It just is what it is. Alonzo ran at 4.63 40. He's a good cover linebacker. Okay, let me see what else we got here. Is Kaiser really coming to Detroit? We don't know yet.
I
know he had a visit. But
no, he's not here yet. They said this afternoon. I think he's supposed to go to Dallas first, but I'm not for sure if he actually went to Dallas because they picked up the other safety from Atlanta.
Oh yeah, Neil. Yep, Neil. Which, in all honesty, I think Neil is one of them guys. He's a good player, but like he been hurt a little bit lately. I don't know what I know on Lions on the Prowl. Shout out to my other DSA members on their video today. They talked about is these injuries adding up because of the turf they playing on, and it's something you definitely got to think about. So just food for thought. Sammy Watkins next to Detroit. So Buffed Up is calling it. Buffed Up is saying that we're going to go out and get Sammy Watkins next. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. unless it's a different Sammy Watkins that can run a 4.3 or 4.4.
I mean, I just look at it and I say, I'm not shooting down anything that they do. And I'm just telling you the reason I'm not shooting it down is because I understand what they're trying to do. It's about getting talent quick, fast, in a hurry at a low price. If they're bringing in Sammy Watkins, based on what I've been seeing them contract they've been handing out, he ain't finna get paid much.
Yeah.
So, I get it. Yeah, everybody talking about Randall Morley, like, oh, he's 5'7". Height ain't got nothing to do with it, depending on how they use it.
I still don't think they're gonna take him though. One thing I have been looking back at is I can see them trading back farther than what I originally said.
How far did you have them going back in the trades?
Far as back in first was to 15.
How far?
15. I had them going back to 15 New England.
See, I had them going back further than that. You started at 15.
Now I got them going farther.
Okay.
Before I said 15, but now I can see them going back farther.
Oh, listen.
And yeah, it take like the receiver from if they do want to take a receiver, is take the one from Minnesota, which they can go back and get him still.
listen, it's like I said, it's one of them things. Excuse me. It's one of them things where it's going to be hard to overlook. It's going to be hard to overlook, and look at Tokyo Rockstar. He said, "Go get Kaiser and Jovan Hollins." I might be wrong, but I don't heard this name so many times. I feel like I know who this player is. That's Oregon player number 8. So I remember them by numbers. School. It's hard to remember the names, but I've heard that name so many times. I think I got it. Let me see. I'm going through some more comments in the chat before we touch on a few more things. Oh my goodness, no, he's ours. You can golfer me. You can golfer me whatever you want, but I'm keeping him. You see what he did there? Instead of I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm so corny that I just find it funny. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault, man.
Let me see. Luke, can we redo the trade and have golf back? Rams fan.
Heck, you know.
I'll tell you like this, Rams fan. If we can redo the trade back and you still willing to give us keep the first, yeah, we can redo it. Just send us Aaron Donald. Either way it go, we gonna take something. But I think you will be pleasantly surprised with Stafford, and I think with Goff, I think the reason he wasn't so open, like Michael Brockers, to do those restructures were because they wanted to keep their money. You know what I mean? And they wanted insurance that they're going to be a part of the future plans. For Goff, if you don't like your employer, why would you do them any favors? That's what it boils down to. But if you want to redo it, you're going to give me something else. So, hey, who am I to shoot down your dreams? He said, me and the homies want Goff back. He's like, you and the homies. I hear you, man.
Yeah. And the big thing, like I said about Goff is that everything that everybody complains about with Stafford, he has done. And it's like, and you still complain. So I'm always boggled by all of that.
One Funky Lion fan says, cutting Tavai only recovers $360K. Not worth it to cut him when we need linebackers in body. Right.
And he's good on special teams. So why?
Well, listen, Motown Football says, I like Gillespie, but my only problem with him is he hasn't had a single interception to his college career. Is he knocking the ball away? How many pass deflects is he getting? How many, a lot of times we get caught up in that. Turnovers is a huge part of the game. We love turnovers. But if he can keep the ball away from your best target, I don't give a crap. Put him on the field. I don't care. You ain't got to get. I remember one of the big knocks on Sue was like, oh man, Sue after that rookie season, he ain't getting no sacks. It's 3 dudes on him. I don't care. Tell me what everybody else is doing. He got 3 people attention. Tell me what they doing. Just saying. JGB says there's 74 in this chat and barely 25 likes. Come on, people. Like the stream. We got 80 right now. So, yes, please show me some love. I appreciate it. Let me get down here to the comments. I'm trying to roll through all of them as much as possible. Draft a quarterback in 2022. I think that is the plan, in all honesty, because it gives you the best chance. I don't like Stafford. It's hard to make puns with his last name. That's the only reason you don't like him. I mean, I ain't mad at you. I thought we was past Stafford. Let me see. It says Antoine says, "What up, Luke? What up, though?" Antoine looking swole as hell right there in this photo, bro. You see this? Damn, he got them. You see this dude's shoulders?
He might be the next guy they gonna sign.
Man, that boy looking like he can truck somebody, man. I see you out there getting your work in, bro. One fucking says, Marcus, let's not forget Dorsey and Holmes have both moved up to get a quarterback. This is true. So it's still there. Let me see. Here go Rams fan. He said, Stafford's a loser. It's been proven. Golf is a proven winner. We want golf back. That's he look. He just he like, I don't care what you say. I'll put it this way. If y'all have a run game, you'll be all right. I'm gonna put it like that. If you have a run game, you would be okay. But the Lions really haven't given us anything to look at for us to really gauge these players, in all honesty. Which brings me to my next topic. Surprisingly, Rams fan, you kind of helped me roll into it. Big Will, have you noticed this? This trend of bashing players. How much of this, like as a Lions fan, should we really be looking at the last 3 years as a mulligan? Like, listen, Patricia was that bad. We should not be judging these players until they get with somebody of competence.
I'm with that. For the simple fact is, a lot of players, he didn't play to their strengths, and he didn't even care about their strengths. He just get out there and do what I tell you to do. That's it. And if you can get players to buy into being themselves, just like, okay, what's her name? The owner now.
It's about for the Lions?
Yeah.
Sheila Ford-Hamp.
Okay. Just like she told Harris, just go get the quarterback. I'm not asking you to do nothing different than that.
That's it.
They told the rookie from last year, just play your position, be the best you. You don't have to be nobody else, just be you. And that right there is going to make players play harder because they feel like I don't have to be nobody. I can just be me. I don't have to be what everybody else want me to be.
Right.
I play the my strengths. So, okay, if my going at the quarterback is what I do best, that's what they're going to make me do.
Right. I mean, you hit on some very serious points in terms of the players being able to just do one singular thing right. If you go through and you look at Harris, a player whose name I heard religiously. I'm not making this up. I heard it, and I've talked to you about it. Where I'm like, bro, if I get one more message about a film study on Harris, it's like I can't. I can't. And he's got 5 sacks, like 5.5 sacks is the most he ever got, I think, for the whole career. Like it's not. He's not that kind of guy. But in a system that allows for him to play to his strengths, he can be so much better.
Yeah.
And he's going to be a rotational guy.
Yeah.
So
I mean, look at Romeo. They thought he was done before he got to Detroit.
Facts.
So I mean, it's been plenty of players who go to a team and they feel like, oh, he's not good enough, and this, that, and the other. And you get with the right person in the right system, it's a whole different person.
Yeah, and see, I think this is where we have to start to look at things a little bit different. You know what I mean? Because I think Patricia was that bad, bro. I think that it's hard for me. It's so hard for me to look at these players and say they just suck. Outside of Christian Jones, I saw enough. Okay, listen, I'm honest.
Yeah, definitely honest.
I didn't even want to get down on Okudah, other than the fact that, hey, I watched the film. I said my statement. I got so much heat. If y'all want to know my most popular video, it was the Jeff Okudah's not worth a top 10 pick. This thing got so many thumbs down. Oh my God, people.
I think we did that one together too.
Man, bro, I got chewed out. They was so mad at this. You crazy, Okudah's this. I said, but he didn't go against nobody. And then I showed real time. Nonetheless, it's one of my most popular videos. And what I started to realize was real quick and real swiftly, I started to realize that we're always going to have high hopes for our players. And then once they hit the field, we'll readjust our attitude. But that system, Patricia, it didn't yield no favors to nobody. Even the Warriors started having issues.
Yeah.
Like everybody who played in that system was having problems. And I just thought, how can I blame anybody else but the coach? I can't blame anybody else. Rams fan says, as a Rams fan, all I remember is Stafford having 5 interceptions on Monday Night Football at home, being outplayed by a rookie. Please give us Goff back. Listen, you're going to have to talk to your head coach, okay?
Yeah. Hey, so Holmes, he played off of his emotions. He knew he didn't like Goff, played off his emotions, ended up getting a winning quarterback with 2 first-round draft picks and a third. That's ridiculous. I ain't never seen that happen before.
Now Gillespie has 7 pass breakups and 4 tackles for a loss from the safety spot. Dude also takes good angles when he sees run, and he goes instantly and with passion. He wants all that smoke. I mean, listen, I'm gonna give you another player that people are gonna be shocked that I absolutely love. But if you look at his NFL career, he has very few turnovers, and that's Byron Jones, a guy who can play safety and corner. And when he came out, he can do those same things. But for some reason in Dallas, he wasn't having that success. But I watched him. I'm like, the dude can play. So, sometimes you gotta. That's why I say you gotta look past just the stats, and you gotta ask yourself, what's the NRBR. So let me see what's going on here. He said this year's quarterback class better be terrible, and next year's better be incredible. And I will apologize to everyone for last week's video. But as of right now, I'm worried. I'm gonna tell you this right now, Greg. And if you want to join, Greg, I'll let you come in. You can get your worry out. Let me know if you want to join, Greg. But don't be worried. This is the reality. They're building a team for him to succeed. And that's what you should want as a fan. I don't care. Like, I'm not a huge fan of Cam Newton, right? When Cam Newton first came into the league, I was just like, I don't see the big whoop. Like, I saw a guy who would be good for a little bit and then it would die down. And then the year he went to the MVP, I went through and I'm like, wait a minute, this is 9 games where he had 180 yards or less and either 1 or no touchdown, and they still won by double digits. And it wasn't even like he ran and did it. No, they just had a dominating defense. They had a good run game. And he ended up getting MVP. And I'm like, this is funny. So you don't got to like the person, but you better do something to build around that person so that way that you can have success. I don't care who the person is. Just have some success in doing it. It's just that simple in my opinion. Let me see. I want to keep going through. I want to hit on a few of these. Go look at Gillespie versus the people's favorite Kyle Pitts. Good showing. Yeah, I mean, he will run. He runs with you. He'll track the ball. He'll stay with those speedier tight end / receivers, and that's what you want. Big Will. Let me ask you this. This is your chance. I'm going to ask everybody who come on here to tell me. This is your chance. You got 3 scenarios. I want you to tell me what the Lions are going to do at 7, what they should do at 7, and what you personally would do yourself at the 7th pick if they're stuck there.
Well, 2 of them is going to be the same answer.
Okay.
What was the first one? What they're going to do at 7 if they got to stay there, right?
They got to stay at 7. They're like, you can't cut them in and be like, trade back. Trade back or trade up is not an option. You're stuck at 7. You got to make the pick. I don't, if you come up with another clever way to get around it, I'm impressed.
I'm going with Slater, the tackle.
Why? Are you saying that's what you think they should do, or are you saying that's what you would do?
That's my first one and my third one.
Oh, damn. What? Let me get this straight. You think no matter what happens, they're taking the offensive tackle /
No, I think they're going to take the tackle.
Okay.
And I think they should take the tackle.
Got it. Okay.
So, now the third one is I want them to trade back. But if they trade back, then I will take a wide receiver.
Hey, listen. I look at all these mock drafts and stuff, and Mel Kiper and them talking about receivers and all. I'm like, bruh, the only thing the Lions should be trying to do is assure that they can run the ball and protect the quarterback. And at that point, it becomes an offensive lineman. It's the one position that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Now,
matter of fact, change the wide receiver to linebacker. There we go. My bad.
At 7?
No, if we trade back.
Well, again, we can't trade back. We stuck. Remember?
No, the third one I could trade back. The second one. The second one you said I could trade back in the second one.
No, I said no. You stuck there. That's what we stuck. Ain't no.
You said I had that. You said I had 3 options.
Right.
When I was stuck there.
Yep.
What would I do? And I said I would take the tackle.
Yes.
The second one you said, I can do anything with that one. Then the third one was, what would I do?
It was actually, what should the Lions do at 7? What do you think they will do at 7? And what would you do? But this is all if you're stuck. No trading back.
Okay, you're right. I'm all stuck at all of them. Okay, so we're gonna go tackle, tackle, tackle.
Okay. All right. Listen, I'm with you. In my opinion, I think what the Lions are going to do is tackle. I got a strong feeling that we're going to end up with 2 first-round picks this year in the draft.
Yeah, I do too.
I think they find some way to get back in it. I don't know how they do it, but I think they get themselves some more draft capital this year. Then I think that you have to go offensive tackle because now there are some boards that got Sewell dropping. And so if you got Sewell dropping, you got Slater dropping, the line.
Hello? Where you go? There's a log to loop. Let me see. There you go.
Dude, I was trying to share. I was trying to share my screen and took myself out. What the hell is going on? I'm sleepy, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all right now. Let me tell you. I got home about 5:30. About 5:30, and I had to go right back to work at 8.
Man.
So I didn't get a lot of sleep, and I'm beat. I'm fighting through it, but I'm here for the people. I'm here for the people. So don't kill me. Do you think Brashard Perriman will wear number 80? Oh, that's a good question.
Yes.
I think I think it's either going to be he can't get 81. So I think it's either going to be number 80 or 84. But what better way than him to honor, than to honor and show respect for Dad than to wear Dad's jersey number? Just saying. At this time, people, y'all might as well start dropping y'all questions in here so we can hit on those. 3-on-3, name your 3-on-3, name our O-line. Huh? I'm not sure what's going on here. I must have missed something. You take a quarterback, tackle, or pass rusher if you pick in top 10. Well, I think we're taking the tackle. If you look,
there's no pass rusher, and we don't need
no. Like, listen, if it's a pass rusher in this draft worthy of a top 10 pick, the Falcons will take them. They're picking 4. We don't have that, so it says Big Will. You need to go look at. Oh, he know about him already. The North Dakota State University offensive lineman Rendon, and then Jenkins. Both are still.
I don't think they're going to make it out the first round. That's why I didn't go there.
Well, and there's a lot of players that I think that we want, but I don't think it's going to be there. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I don't see them being there on our next pick unless we trade back into the first round. Because you have Kansas City who definitely need a tackle. That's going to be waiting for anybody that drops that far.
Yeah, there's going to be some moves made. And the mix says, where is the O-line going to play? If you get Slater can play all the positions. He can play center, he can play guard, he can play tackle. That dude is an athlete. So I think there's no question there. If you get Sewell, then obviously he's playing tackle, which means that Big V is going to get a fair shot to perform.
I believe Big V is going in the guard. I believe so. I believe that's why they're going to get a tackle to the outside of him because they want to move him in. Because if you look at the games from last year, even though he was hurt, he did his best job when he was in the inside.
Again, it's one of the things you got to look at and put into perspective on what was good under Matt Patricia. Now, I hate to be that one, but it is what it is. Tokyo Rockstar says, I'm not taking a tackle over Chase, Waddles, or Smith. I am. Because if you can't throw the damn ball to him, who cares? We had Calvin Johnson, people.
Yeah.
Calvin Johnson. The only person that I think can even challenge the idea of a Calvin Johnson is Jamar Chase. Smith can't do it. Waddles can't do it. And you didn't win with Calvin. What's going to change with these other guys? I don't see it. CJ says the safe pick would be the O-line. I think it's the best option.
Yeah.
I don't think it's no other. Think about it. If you're stuck at 7, what other option can you bring in that's going to fill a hole, be young, and it helps the team the most? It's offensive line. We're going to run the ball this year. We didn't just bring in Jamal Williams so he can look cute. We're going to run the ball. And so in order for you to run the ball, you got to have people who can do it. Now, we got 91 in the chat. Can we get those lights up, ladies and gentlemen? Show me some love so I can, get it cracking and talk some good football. Let me see. It says Lions got a dog with Michael Brockers.
Yes.
Again, you got to change your staple. And when you're changing your staple, you got to get somebody who can get some push and not get pushback. And so I think here's where I think that, okay, stay with me, y'all. Y'all can judge me if you want. Stay with me. I think our starting D line is going to be this. I think we're going to run a lot of 4-3 for base.
Yep.
I think our left end would be Romeo, Brockers, and I think Trey Flowers is going to be your D tackles.
So we're going to have another end.
Call me crazy. I think your other end, just call me crazy. I think your other end is going to be a rotation of players, but your 3 main staples is going to be Trey Flowers, Brockers, and Romeo. And I think they're going to keep Trey Flowers inside with Brockers because that's a lot to try to take up the middle when you got that. I can see them even putting Nick Williams to the outside. I can even see them trying Harris at the right end, but it's going to be a rotation of guys at that spot, and they still going to add somebody in the draft, and it's an undrafted free agent.
So what do you think they're going to do with Penicillin? His name.
See, here's the thing. With Penicillin, I think he's going to be a part of the rotation as well because especially on running downs, you're not moving them. At that point, you'll have him and Brockers in the inside. Then Trey Flowers will go back to the right end. Romeo will be your left end. And I just saying, like, to me, I think that makes more sense. But I think what they're going to do is they're going to try to create mismatches up front that confuses the front with guys who can move around. Penicini is a guy that I love, but I think he's going to be used on situational downs.
Okay. Now, what about the defensive tackle / defensive end they got from Ohio last year?
You talking about Jay Sean?
Cornell, yeah.
Cornell, whatever his name is, yeah. He gonna have to learn. He gonna learn today. He better come out ready to rock and roll, or they gonna move on. He was a late pick. To get rid of him is not gonna set them back.
No, but I told you last year I think both of them was gonna make the team, and one of them did because he stayed healthy, and I told you was somebody told me he's gonna get cut, but we don't go there today.
I see you did there. Much respect. Salute to you. We got in the mix who said that you don't take a right tackle in the top 10. Okay, hold on. No, hold on. I want to test this theory out.
Okay.
All right. I want to test this theory out. He said we don't take him in the top 10. I'm going to argue against that just because of the following reasons. If the person can play all of the positions, you essentially are getting a dog. You essentially are getting a dog, in my opinion. But the Cleveland Browns took Jarek Willis Jr. in the top 10. And the Giants took Andrew Thomas in the top 10. This just last year's draft. Yeah. Beecham somehow made it out of the top 10 into the 11. And I'm pretty sure they all played right tackle.
See, the thing is, the right tackle is becoming just as important as the left tackle because teams are starting to put fast guys on both ends. So
right. And what we're talking about doing is completing the offensive line in such a way that you are allowed to run the ball. That's all it boils down to. Am I able to run the ball? And if the answer is yes, then we winning.
Yeah, and then you can't do a play fake when everybody's already in the backfield.
So they went out and brought in Jack Conklin, and they had Jack Conklin on their depth chart last year. They had him as left tackle, but now this year they got him listed as a right tackle. And then they got Jarek Willis, who was playing right tackle, but now he's now listed as a left tackle. Let's go to Andrew Thomas for the Giants. Let's see where they had him listed at. So I want to be able to make sure I'm being fair, people. Let me see. The Giants roster. So I'm going through, I'm just trying to look. To me, it's more about you getting so much more for your buck. Like that's what I'm looking at. You're getting so much more for your buck. And this is a guy who can be a good player. I remember Alex Mack got selected high. Remember him at center? I don't really care about the position as long as the pick is right.
Yeah.
That's what I care about. Show me that the pick was right, and then we can talk about it.
Like, let me see. What's his name? Fisher? What was the tackle that came out of Central Michigan?
The Fisher kid who got cut this season.
Yeah, cut this season, but didn't he was supposed to come for a left and end up on the right side of the line?
It was something like that. I remember something to that effect happening. It's been so long. That I followed.
He ended up being a stable at right tackle.
Like I said, it's just about getting the pick right. I don't care about the rest of it. Get the pick right.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is if we end up taking this pick and we have a line, we end up with 1,000-yard rusher and golf throw for over 4,000 yards. Nobody will never complain about taking the tackle.
No,
in the first top 10.
Nope. And the mix says, but Chase is too good to pass on, and you can get a right tackle in the top 15 next year, but get a stud receiver now. You get a stud receiver every year.
Yeah.
Everybody was hyped up on N'Keal Harry. It didn't work out. Like the receivers come out every year. That's the one position.
I'm gonna do you one better. How many times did the Raiders take star receivers and it didn't work out?
Yeah, I mean, they took Amari Cooper and he was dropping. I thought Amari Cooper was going to be life. Now he did get a resurgence over there in Dallas, but yeah,
they took a bunch of top 10 wide receivers that never showed up.
Now, Big West Kevin, I hope I said that right. He says if we draft a stud right tackle, we are set for years at O-line. That's all I'm looking at. Lane Johnson, One Pride 40 says Lane Johnson was taken in the top 10.
Yeah,
I don't know that to be the case, but now I'm finna go and look. Like I said, I know that teams have done it before, but they have to be studs. Yeah, and if you're going to take a stud, I don't care. Just give me somebody who can come in and do what I need them to do. I'm not asking for much.
Especially if you can get one that can play both sides. He can be a stud at the right, but if something happened, you can go to the left. You can't pass up on that.
Yeah, Lane Johnson was taken. It looked like he was taken in 2013 in the first round, pick 4.
Yeah.
To be a right tackle. I'm just saying. Sometimes it's about getting that thing right. That's all I'm saying. Let me see. Make sure I ain't missed nothing else. Tim Hutchinson says Slater is the safest pick at 7. Yes. Joey 2 times says way easier to find a good wide receiver in the second than it is to find a left tackle. This guy can play all of them, left, right, center. He has that kind of skill set. I want to see more on Jock, Luke. Okay, I know he's one of the guys that people like. Like I said, I'm noticing that a lot of these linebackers have issues with taking on blockers, and it makes me want to puke. Down 19 says, what about Rondale Moore in the second? I don't know if he lasts that long.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing with them is a lot of them not gonna last. He might, but it is some nice ones they can still get in the second if they wanted to. But I still think they're going safety.
Okay, wild card team. I don't know what that means.
Wild card for the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I got them winning at least 8 games. I'm sorry, just based on opponents. I'm not trying to shoot them down. But I got them doing it. Hey, my man SpeakEZ came in the building. Both wide receiver and offensive tackles can get picked up late. If Sewell ain't there and they don't want Lance, I say trade back.
But what if you can't?
Right, that's the point. What if you can't trade back? And I think Slater's better than Sewell. I think you can make a case that he might be better just by versatility purposes alone. 100%. But that's a hard one, bro. Like, I don't know. But you can pick up a left tackle later. Who?
No, right tackle. I'd rather take the sure thing, more so tackle that can handle what's gonna come at him, than go back and try to hope that the guy comes to me.
Let me see. The last tackle taken late. Oh, this is just terrible. And last year's draft was Isaiah Wilson.
Yeah, that's the one that's partying right now, right?
Yeah, he's the one that's on free agency trying to figure out life right now. Isaiah Wilson was taken 29th by the Tennessee Titans. Just before him, Austin Jackson was taken by Miami. So yeah,
I think he's still dancing on the freeway.
Right. I mean, I don't know how else. I don't know how y'all come up with this stuff. I just don't know how you come up with this stuff. There's a talent there that you can use to fill a hole that you have
and be done with it. And then if you decide to draft a quarterback next year, he has a line set.
Hey, I'm just saying, it's one of
the next couple of years. You get them at least 2 years to actual. And like I said, the biggest thing for me is the offensive line is not going to be rotating like they were the last 3 years. How do you get? I've never been on a team where the offensive line rotates.
Yeah, I'm sick of that. He said you absolutely can trade back. Come on now. Okay.
Well, what if you can't? That's the one that I'm asking for, Easy.
I wish I could make this up. Joseph Murdoch says Slater is the smart pick. Sewell will put him out of his natural position because he's solid as that. Yep. Hey. He said even Pitts would be super tempting. I love Easy, but I think Easy go with people he likes. I mean, it just is what it is. He go with the people he like, and I can't kill him for that. If you like him, you like him. Speaking of linebacker, do you think of the Alonzo signing? I'm excited about it. I like it because it's a cheap deal, and so my expectations are tempered, and I shouldn't have Lion fans going nuts about it. And I asked the question earlier, if it came down to Christian Jones or Alonzo, I'm happier with Alonzo. At least I know he can move in space, for crying out loud. Go down the list: Rondale Moore, Elijah Moore. I'm gonna say it's too many receivers, bro. I don't understand how we can always find a receiver.
Yeah,
the receiver is the least of our problems, especially with this draft.
And we have 3 young receivers right now.
Right, like no. If you go through every position on the Lions, none of them, like quarterback, don't make sense. You got Tim Boyles as the backup. Your starter's Jared Goff. Why are you taking a quarterback this year? Go to running back. It doesn't make sense. You got Swift and Jamal Williams. You go down to receiver. Now, receiver does have a spot, but the question now becomes, can you get that later? And it's very obvious that you can, given Joey 2 times post where you just showing all the possibilities.
Yeah.
Now you go down to tight end. We're not taking no tight end because we set, right? So
basically.
Now you go down to left tackle. That position is set. Left guard, Jonah Jackson, set. Center, Ragnow, set. Guard, questionable, but that's
questionable. We have multiple people that can play that position.
Right. And you're talking about having a guy in Big V that can probably play guard or tackle. But I'm looking at a guy in Slater who I know can play guard and tackle. So we keep going down the list. Right tackle. Let's say you make Big V the right tackle. Slater can still be a solid guard, but I think he'll be better serve playing outside, but that's just me.
I think he's more athletic than Big V, so I will put him on the outside.
Right. We talk about the D line. We always want to use more D line, but now you got Pennicini, Michael Brockers, Nick Williams, I think, is still up for trade, even though he took a pay cut. If somebody come along better, they will tell him adios amigos. Mm-hmm. And then you talking about Trey Flowers, who they're going to rotate into that position a little bit. So DN does still become an option for you. Linebacker is still 100% an option. But to me, the two most pressing needs is safety and linebackers. The problem is I don't think there are none that's worthy of a top 7 pick. I just don't see it. So to me, I'm going to take the guy who helps me with my agenda of running the ball, and that's the offensive line. And look, Dwayne James makes a very good point. We got an opportunity to have one of those 90s Cowboy O-line.
Which we never had.
Right.
So that'll be good. And this year, let me ask this question. This year we go 17 games, right?
Yes, 17 games, which means the roster is supposed to go to 55 players.
Yeah, okay. That could be another reason why they're getting more receivers.
I'm just saying, it's one of the things you got to look at. Greg Charlie says, Luke, you must be assuming a lot of players are going to get hurt this year because that's the only way we win at 8 games, and that's not even being down on the team. No, I'm just looking at our opponents. like I'm being honest. I'm looking at our opponents, and I'm like, okay, I think we can do something with this. Because Go ahead.
The thing I'm looking at is you can't downplay hungry people that's trying to get a contract next year.
Right. They're trying to get that bag.
Yeah.
Not to mention, Ryan Ramczyk, the last pick of the draft. What? What are you talking about, Easy? What are you talking about?
I don't see that one.
What is he? See this? What is he talking about? Your whole argument is you can get a tackle later, and I'm looking at the 2020 NFL draft, and Ramczyk is not in that draft. I literally went down that draft and said that the last tackle taken was Isaiah Wilson. This is not me just making this up. The last player taken in the 2020 draft was Clyde Edwards-Helaire, a guy that
I wanted.
Right. So I mean,
but we got Swift. We good.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what he's trying to say here. I don't know. So I don't know. All right, man. Listen, let's get to our final thoughts, man. You got any final thoughts for the people?
My final thought is don't be surprised. So things going to happen this year that, haven't happened. So just be ready.
Tyron Armstead, 3rd round. Stop. See, I'm telling you, man. Easy, your biases be coming. They be bleeding out. I mean, it's like the police pulling up on a car and the guy rolled the windows down and the car completely full of smoke. It's so obvious, bro. Like, I just went through last year's draft and said that if it's so easy, I think more teams would have waited to get those guys later. They didn't. They took the talent that they had when they had it. Beecham, or not Beecham. How you pronounce his damn name? Let me go back and look at it. See if I can. Mekhi Becton.
Okay.
For the Jets, that dude was lights out, bro. And he was taken 11th. Okay. I hate to be the bearer of bad news.
At this, at the same time, we took Galladay in what, third?
Right. I mean,
and who got a big contract this year?
Right.
So we didn't have to take him in the first round.
Right. Like this idea. See, this is what happens when people fall in love with these certain ideas. Like, oh, you can just take all your linemen in the third round. What? Like, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
That's not how this works. He says no bias, it's just simple facts. I mean, okay.
Simple facts, you can find way more receivers in the later rounds than
the facts.
Tackles.
Facts. just like, I mean, you want to play this? You want to play this game? Then let's play this game. How many? Starting with the Kenny Galladay, third round, Antonio Brown, fifth round, Marquise Goodwin, I think was a third or fourth round. Godwin for the Bucks is a late round pick. Tyler Johnson, sixth round. Man, come on, bro. This too easy. This too easy, bro.
Shoot.
It's too easy. I guarantee you this: if we stack up who has had more success in each round, receivers, offensive line per round, you'll find receivers more than you would those offensive linemen. If offensive linemen was so easy to find,
they wouldn't go in the top 10.
Right, a lot of these people wouldn't be going crazy when they get them. Like Quentin Nelson, I don't care who was taken in that draft at whatever offensive line position, there was nobody better than Quentin Nelson. The year Joe Thomas came out, me and my good buddy, RIP to him, he was like, man, we got to take Joe Thomas, and I was like, bump down, taking Calvin Johnson. And after I watched what Joe Thomas did, even though I was a huge fan of Joe Thomas, when I watched what he did in the pros, I'm like, shit, we could have used that. We could have really used that. And I felt like, yo, he's right. We could have got that receiver later. It just is what it is. But what do you want to get to people for their final thoughts, man?
Like I said, I just want to let everybody know it's going to be very shocking. I'm going to come back on after this season, and we're going to talk about it. But I just believe that we're going to make some moves, and things going to happen that we didn't see it's going to happen because we think it's a rebuild or whatever. They're going to I believe they're going to have a chance to win the North this year.
Whoa. What? What? You hot take it at the end? What? What did you say? What did you say?
They're going to be at the end of the day. They're going to have a chance to win the North.
Hey, okay.
I'm on here saying it, so I can't say I didn't say it first.
He said, first of all, D-Town said, give Easy a pass. He's smoking the Top Chef. Okay. Easy. I ain't smoking yet. God. But yes, listen, y'all heard it here first. Detroit's on Big Wheel is giving them a chance to win the division. If they win the division this year, Will, I'm gonna pull this. I'm gonna pull this. And we gonna parade this month all the way through Detroit. You hear me? Like, bro, this man, he called it. I gave him 8 games. That man said win the division. Jesus, okay. Y'all in the chat got me dying laughing, man. Shout out to Ryan Williams for the jokes. Easy for coming through. It's all linked in the description, man. I mean, he said we went in the division. Look at everybody mouth drop like what? Hey. They like, what did he just say?
I've been right before.
Hey, I'm look, he said y'all got the Lions winning double-digit games. Y'all the ones smoking D-Town. Oh,
hey, it's legal here now.
Hey, Don Burr says, Big Will, I want to laugh, but I can't. It happened.
Don't worry, I'll laugh for you, man.
I just think I wasn't expecting him to say that. Here's my final thoughts, people. First things first, I want y'all to understand something. If you're still waiting for the Lions to drop that hammer on a big free agent signing, don't. They're looking for grunt work players that you can get now to start the culture of winning, the foundational people who can usher in, it's going to be easy to move on from and replace as you're building the defense back into some respectability and retooling the offense and getting this team to a whole. Now, y'all know me. Can't leave a show without going on a positive note. This right here is deep. This comes from Michael Ruiz. He says, if people are doubting how far you can go as far as their doubt will take them. Don't never let no one limit you. It's funny because I find myself too often sometimes getting nervous about some of the things I'm trying to get done in life, and it's terrifying. But for some reason, my legs just keep moving forward. And every time I think that I have a reason to stop or to quit, I keep hearing those people behind me saying, oh, you can't get no further. You know, sometimes you're going to have to learn to just simply put something behind you so you can move forward. Don't let people put a cap on you. The sky ain't a ceiling. Just because you go to space does not mean you reach the top of the universe. Okay. You have to see a bigger picture and plan for your life. And the only way to do that is to keep the noise behind you and move forward. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification bell because I do try to do this every day by 5:20 or at least 5:30 if I'm getting off early enough for it. Sometimes work does not permit me to do that. If you have not hit that like button, it does help get the video in circulation. I do appreciate that. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, don't be no chump. Please do your research. We are out.